Hi, and welcome back to the GT Woodshop. As you can see, I'm surrounded by an absolute plethora of offcuts. And over here are the 800mm offcuts from the previous video. If you haven't seen that, I'll pop a link to it above. It will explain why the workshop is in more of a mess than it usually is. Anyway, all of these are now trimmed to 30mm. Because I had such a range, I needed to establish some form of common denominator, and I thought if I cut them all to 30mm, then at least I've got uniformity of height, and I'll let the timber, different widths that it was, depict the pattern. So what I'm aiming for here is a butcher's block, 50mm, 450mm, 350mm. I think if I were to take the darker and mix it with the lighter, it could get a little busy. So I'm inclined to go with that. What do you think? Wouldn't it be great if you could reply back to me in the here and now? Just walk away. After sitting patiently in the clamps for some 3 or 4 days, due to other projects that had to be finished, link above, glue's dry, it's ready to come out. And it's humongous. So I'll de-snot it, lovely phrase, and plane it. Will it fit on the planer? Or is it too oversized? Oh, look at that. Beautiful. B-E-A, beautiful. So I've got a usable of 810, but I'm now only 28mm thick. 810 divided by 50 equals a 16.2. 16 times 28 is 448, and I wanted a 450. 448, 450. What's 2mm between friends, I ask you? So my approach to this stage in the process is to use my right-angled fixture Mitre 3000 SE by Incra, nonetheless. I put a square cut on the edge, and then I'll mark in the width of my cut, in this case 50mm, and then I'll set a block on the fence using any old clamp I have to hand. so that I can then just butt the square edge of the board up against that. Cut, 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 cut. Job's a bobby. Well, that's the board all cut down into strips. And now that I can see it, I feel it's too wide and needs a trim. Yes, it is too wide. It's 390, it should be 350. So I'll trim it after this glue up. The big decision now is, how do we pattern? So let's try the simple I think that looks awful. I don't like it. Not one bit. And why not, says I. And why not, indeed. Let's have at it with glue. So I now need to clean it up, flatten it. And I have a multitude of options available to me now. I could use a hand plane. I think not. I could use the drum sander, which previously would have been my other option. Or I can use my planer as it's wide enough. But it's end grain, I hear you say. Indeed. But I found if I take very, very light passes and I put a round over with the rotor on the back edge, it works a treat, and the finish the planer leaves is beautiful and requires very little sanding. So that's exactly what I'm going to do. Rotor's over here. So here's the finish on the board, straight from the planer. It's amazing. My next job is to square the board. Now it's a large board and my wonderful mitre sled isn't big enough to cope, and even if it was, I don't think I'd go that route. My preferred route, and the way I'm going to do this board, is with my trusty track saw, so that I can make sure the line I cut is parallel to this line. And I'm going to trim widthwise a little because it feels a little over wide, so I'm probably going to go there-ish on each side. Now we're starting to look a little bit like a board. So I'm nice and square now and nice and flat. My next job is to sand all around with 180 grit to make sure there aren't any imperfections hiding there that need to be trimmed off. Once I've got it to 180 and I'm happy that it's good to go, then it'll be off to the router table to put a little round on the corners and to put some handle grooves in the bottom of the board. Some of the features of my MFST table, and why I've called it the MFST, for it is truly multifunctional. So setting up to route the handle grooves with the Incra system is an absolute walk in the park. So I've got my fence registered to 0 at the front of the bit, and I've got a mark on my board to indicate center, and I want a handle groove that's 100 mil. So 1 stop, 2 stops. Oh, reminds me of a little poem. 1 stop, 2 stop, tickle me under there. Sounds a little naughty, doesn't it? 18.3. I've got these OK corner guides, and I say OK because you wouldn't think it was possible to get that wrong, but because this surface that you register against is so small, it is possible to get the guide a little out, and then you end up with a gouge. So it does require some careful placement. And I look with envy at the woodpecker corner guides every time I get an email from them. But as mentioned before, they're incredibly expensive. I'll be using this router bit from Infinity Tools, and I'm finding their bits rather good. So you can see it's not perfectly vertical, it's set off to an angle to lessen the impact. Well, we're on the home run. All my sanding's complete, 320 grit, and time for a spot of oil. Watch the colours pop. Everybody's favourite bit, I believe. Look at that. She's a stunner. And my final job is to finish the board with a mixture of, no, not pickled chilies, a mixture of oil and beeswax that I make up myself. It's about 30% wax to oil, to boil it up in a saucepan, well, warm it up in a saucepan until the wax even melts. And this seals the board nicely. Beautiful. There you have it. My finished board from offcuts found around the workshop, and I think it's an absolute beauty. There's a few more videos to come yet on utilising the offcuts. As you can see, I'm still surrounded by them. I'll be adding them to this playlist every time I release them, so if you'd like to see those, do consider hitting that subscribe button, giving us a like, and don't forget the little bell, and then YouTube can do something for you. Thank you very much for watching. It's been my pleasure, and I hope to see you again soon. Ta-ra.